Stop. Do not scroll past this. Pause right now. Unclench your hands. Let your shoulders drop. Breathe in slowly, and breathe out even slower. I am in the same room as you, and I have interrupted your feed because I need your attention now, not to frighten you, not to manipulate your emotions, but because your attention is part of your protection. This is not a random video. This is an appointment I scheduled for you long before you pressed play, long before you felt today's weight stack upon your chest. My beloved child, I see the micro tremors of anxiety that ripple through your body when you think no one notices. I hear the prayer you couldn't finish last night, the one that began with, "God, I don't know how much longer," and dissolved into silence and tears. I am not far. I am nearer than your breath. I can feel your heartbeat shift as you inhale. Stay with me. Do not move on. I am stepping into your timeline because the enemy has been using speed to thin your defenses, to drain your strength, to push you into a rhythm I never wrote over your life. Listen closely, because this moment is time sensitive. Your adversary thrives on your hurry, rushing your mind, crowding your calendar, splintering your focus, because when you are frenzied, you are easier to confuse and easier to wound. I am slowing you in love because I refuse to let you be harvested by exhaustion. This pause is part of your shield. This stillness is a wall I am lifting around you while we reset what has been spinning you out. Stay to the end with me. There is a key I will place in your hand before we finish, a simple practice that will let you re-enter your day aligned with my pace, instead of collapsing back into the cycle that's been breaking you. But first, breathe again. Loosen your jaw. Let your eyes soften. Receive this. You did not stumble into me. I summoned you. I arranged this encounter with precision because doors you cannot see are beginning to shift, and I will not let you miss the threshold by moving too fast. Remain. Your attention is obedience in this moment, and your obedience is your protection. Listen to me, my beloved child. You have been asking a question under your breath, a question you rarely say out loud because you think it makes you sound weak. Why do I feel constantly tired even when nothing changes? Hear me clearly, because you have been living in a borrowed pace, carrying a rhythm I never gave you. You are not lazy. You are not broken. Your fatigue is not a flaw in your character. It is a faithful signal, a holy alarm, letting you know you have been marching to a drum I did not place in your hands. I see the hidden weights that stack upon your spine when the room is quiet, performing to secure love that is already yours, proving your worth to voices I did not assign authority over you, overthinking every future scenario until your present becomes a blur, people-pleasing to avoid small storms that steal your sky, doom-scrolling that siphons your hope drip by drip, hypervigilance that keeps your shoulders lifted even in sleep, and the silent grief you nurse alone, losses never named, disappointments never mourned. Each one is thin, but together they cut your strength into ribbons. You are not tired because you are weak. You are tired because your soul has been grinding against a tempo that contradicts your design. Your exhaustion is not merely physical, it is spiritual friction. Your inner man is resisting a metronome set by fear, by scarcity, by comparison, tick after tick that says, more, faster, now, or you'll be left behind. I did not script that chant. I did not wire you for unending output without oxygen. You are hearing a counterfeit cadence, and your spirit made in my image, protected by my love, refuses it, and that refusal uses energy you were meant to spend on joy. I am pulling back the curtain on a lie that has kept you captive. If I stop, everything falls apart. Not so. What is held by me does not collapse when you rest, because I am the one sustaining it. You have taken onto your shoulders outcomes I never asked you to carry, schedules I never signed, expectations I never sanctioned, and you called it responsibility when it was really fear, dressed up as diligence. I am not rebuking you, I am rescuing you. I would rather interrupt your pace than watch you leak out the life I gave you by degrees. Stay close, because I will teach you the difference between holy diligence and anxious striving. Holy diligence moves at my word and draws from my strength. Anxious striving burns through yours and calls it virtue. You will learn to hear the subtle shift, to notice when your breath shortens and your thoughts speed up, to recognize the moment you begin to sprint for approval I already gave you. And when that moment comes, you will not condemn yourself, you will return to me. This is the path I am laying under your feet. Not shame, but alignment. Not accusation, but adjustment. Not collapse, but a steadying pace that protects you as you go. Hear me clearly, my beloved child. What I am asking of you now will feel upside down to a world that worships speed. Rest in me is not retreat, it is resistance. Peace in my presence is not passivity, it is a strike against the enemy's cadence. Your adversary cannot manufacture true peace. He can counterfeit noise, simulate urgency, flood you with notifications and narratives that demand immediate reaction. But he cannot inhabit the stillness where I reign. Your rest is a refusal. Peace is a weapon the enemy cannot counterfeit, because real peace requires my nearness, and my nearness is his undoing. Understand his strategy, because strategy exposed is strategy emptied of power. He accelerates you, so you do not notice the trap set at your feet. He fragments your attention so you cannot gather your strength. He keeps you reactive so you never become reflective or responsive to my voice. Rush blurs boundaries, and blurred boundaries open doors you did not mean to open. Confusion then presents itself as opportunity, and exhaustion dresses up as virtue, and suddenly you are far from the simple path I marked for you. Warfare, as I am teaching you, is not always loud. It is not always a shout or a swing. It is quiet authority. It is choosing calm when anxiety demands speed. It is sitting when fear insists you run. It is breathing slowly when your chest tries to sprint. It is saying, I will not be driven, because I am the one leading you. Victory here looks like a heart that slows in the middle of chaos because it is tethered to me, not to outcomes, not to applause, not to tomorrow's rumors. Peace becomes your shield because peace clears your hearing. In calm, discernment sharpens. When you are still with me, you can separate my assignments from intrusions, divine burden from borrowed pressure. Discernment shuts the doors the enemy tries to pry open through hurry and haze. In peace, you notice the subtle bait, the beautifully worded request that drains you, the shiny path that bends you away from purpose. In peace, you remember who you are and whose you are, and that memory is armor. So I am calling you into a different kind of fight, a fight that looks like yielding to me. Lay down the compulsion to answer everything immediately. Lay down the reflex to prove yourself. Choose me first, and let the pace of heaven displace the pace of fear. If rest is warfare, then you must learn to enter it on purpose, not by crashing. Stay with me, and I will show you how to step into this peace as a practiced response, not an emergency stop. Listen closely, my beloved child, as it is written, Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Hear the heartbeat of that sentence. It is not a demand to achieve. It is an invitation to approach. Come is not a concept for later. It is a turning of your heart toward me right now. Come is not a performance of piety. It is a direction of your gaze, a reorientation of your breathing, a return of your attention to the one who stands beside you in this very room. To come is to stop explaining and start leaning. To come is to bring your actual weight to me without editing it for public consumption. No filters, no polish, no pose. To come is to move the core of you into my nearness and let me be your cover. You who labor and are heavy laden, I see the hidden loads that ride your shoulders, the expectation to be endlessly competent, the unresolved guilt you carry like a secret debt, the pressure to appear okay so no one worries, the ache to be needed so you never feel replaceable, the perfection you chase because you fear rejection, the calendar you've crammed to mute your loneliness, the internal critic who never sleeps. These are yokes you yoked to yourself or accepted from voices I did not authorize. I did not ask you to drag these burdens alone. I am not asking you to tough it out. I am asking you to come. And hear me clearly. My rest is not numbing and it is not avoidance. Rest in me is not escapism. It is exchange. When I say, I will give you rest, I also say, take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. My yoke is order. My yoke is alignment. My yoke is sustainable strength that does not collapse your soul to carry your calling. In my rest, I reorder what matters. I remove what harms, and I surround what remains with grace. Numbing steals tomorrow's strength. Receiving. My yoke restores it. Escapism delays the storm. My rest disarms it. So, come now, not someday. Come by turning your inner face toward me in this very breath. Whisper my name, and let that whisper interrupt the panic. Hand me the list, the deadline, the apology you owe, the expectation that has been choking you. Tell me, with unvarnished honesty, this is too heavy. and watch as I shoulder it with you. This is warfare, because the moment you come, the enemy's rhythm breaks. This is covering, because the moment you come, my peace stands guard over your heart and your mind. Stay close, because in a moment I will show you exactly how to come in real time today, within minutes, in a way that severs the pressure, restores your hearing, and places you back under my pace. The invitation is not to work harder. It is to come closer and receive what only I can give. Listen to me, my beloved child. You have arrived at a hinge. This is a decision window, not an idea to admire and set aside. If you continue at the current pace, the cost will not only be sleep, it will be clarity, it will be joy, it will be the intimacy with me that steadies your whole life. I speak this with urgency, not to frighten you, but because I love you too much to watch you normalize a drumbeat that is breaking you in quiet, almost invisible ways. Doors are beginning to shift. A threshold is open. Do not drift past it through one more round of, "I'll slow down later." Hear me clearly. The enemy loves delay because later looks responsible, while it becomes a slow surrender. Later agrees to a little more hurry, a little more proving, a little more noise, and little by little, your sensitivity dulls, your boundaries blur, your peace leaks. Delay is not neutral. Delay is a direction. Every "not now" to rest is a yes to a tempo that trains your nervous system to live braced for impact. I am interrupting that training. I am breaking that agreement. I am restoring your ears. Something is shifting right now because I am already rearranging your priorities. I am closing, draining doors that siphon your strength and calling home the fragments of your attention. I am restoring order where chaos has been posing as opportunity. But you must stop long enough to hear the instructions. I will not force-feed counsel into a whirlwind you refuse to step out of. I am in the same room. I am laying out the next steps. Your stillness is the key that unlocks them. In quiet, I will show you what to release, what to delay, and what to do with a fresh grace that does not grind you down. I am not condemning you for running this hard. I am rescuing you from the lie that burnout is noble, inevitable, or spiritual. Exhaustion is not your offering to me. Obedience is. Collapse is not maturity. Captivity is what calls collapse normal. I am offering you a different end to this day than the one you have rehearsed. One with breath, with tenderness, with the simple awareness that I am carrying you. So here is what we will do next, and we will do it together. You will practice a simple, immediate pause that breaks anxiety's momentum and opens your hearing, not tomorrow, not after you finish everything. In a moment, I will lead you into 90 seconds that reset your rhythm, disarm the urgency that has been using you, and place you back under my pace. This is your decision window. Choose rest now, and you will not break later. Choose me now, and you will hear me clearly again. Now, begin with me. For the next 90 seconds, your attention is your obedience, and your obedience is your protection. Unclench your jaw, feel the small release along your temples. Drop your shoulders, let them hang heavy like anchors, returning to harbor. Unfurl your hands. Do not grip the day as if it will run away without you. Breathe in slowly through your nose, 4 counts. Hold for 2, and exhale through your mouth for 6, as if you are fogging a window. Again, in for 4, hold for 2, out for 6. Your body has been carrying what your spirit was never meant to hold. I am lifting it now. Whisper this with your exhale. Jesus, I come to you, carry what I cannot carry. Do not rush the words. Let them move from your lips into your chest, into your belly, into the tight places beneath your ribs. Again, Jesus, I come to you, carry what I cannot carry. With each repetition, you are not wasting time, you are returning to me, and that return restores covering. This is warfare because you are refusing the enemy's rhythm. You are breaking the runaway cart of anxiety by choosing my pace, breath by breath. Now, name and release. On your next exhale, let go of urgency, the lie that if you slow, everything shatters. Exhale comparison, the itch to measure your worth by someone else's timeline. Exhale dread, the rehearsals of what might go wrong that perform in your mind without ticket or permission. Exhale the need to fix everything immediately, the compulsion to play savior where I have not asked you to. With each exhale, I take what you hand me. With each inhale, receive my peace, my presence, my steadying hand on your back. Keep breathing, in for 4, hold for 2, out for 6. As you breathe, place your attention on me. Feel the room grow quieter inside you. Notice your heart reducing its storm to a gentle rain. Hear it again. Jesus, I come to you, carry what I cannot carry. Say it until your insides agree. I am here, I am near, I am not late. I delight to shoulder what threatens to crush you. Listen, something is already different. The noise has lowered. The urgency has lost its teeth. That is the first strike against anxiety. You chose me instead of motion. You chose peace instead of panic. You chose presence instead of performance. Stay with me. While this calm holds, we will do the next holy work. We will sort the load, what I assigned versus what you absorbed, so that what remains on your shoulders is light, aligned, and under my covering. Stay with me in this quiet, my beloved child, because while your heart is soft and your breath is steady, we will sort the load together. I am right here, and I will put my finger gently on what is mine and what is not. Ask with me now, what did I assign, and what did I simply absorb? What is responsibility, and what is a false responsibility dressed in urgency? What belongs to your calling, and what is compulsion? What is love, and what is approval chasing? If it demands that you be everywhere, know everything, answer everyone, and fix all outcomes, it did not come from me. I do not ask you to be your own savior or anyone else's. Hear me as I expose the counterfeits. You have been carrying other people's emotions as if their waves must not touch their own shore. I did not ask you to be their ocean. You have been trying to pre-write outcomes so nothing ever hurts. I did not assign you control of tomorrow. You have been constantly available, as if holiness equals immediate response. I did not yoke you to notifications. You have been earning your worth through exhaustion, as if the receipt for value is an empty tank. I did not invoice you for my love. You have been smoothing every conflict to keep the peace you never actually feel, rescuing so you won't be rejected, saying yes to avoid guilt. These are not holy assignments. They are survival strategies that steal your strength. Do you see the cost of carrying what I never gave you? Decision fatigue that makes simple choices feel heavy. Irritability that surprises you in small moments. Numbness when you bow to pray, like your words hit a ceiling. The inability to feel joy even while good things are happening, because your system stays braced for impact. The short fuse, the shallow breathing, the forgetfulness that frightens you. These are invoices from absorbed burdens, debits on a ledger I did not open. So listen and repeat after me when I show you a weight that is not yours. That is not mine to carry. That is not my pace. That is not my yoke. Hand it to me. Picture it leaving your shoulders and landing in my hands. I assign you to love people, not manage them. To speak truth, not police their response. To sow faithfully, not force a harvest. To be present where your feet are, not scattered across 1,000 imagined futures. To guard the rest I give you like a gate, not surrender it to any knock at the door. The test is simple. What I assign comes with grace and a lightness that surprises you. What you absorb arrives with panic, pressure, and a shrinking of your chest. Set the boundary with me now. Your calendar is a covenant. Do not sign it with fear. Your phone is a tool. It is not your master. No is a holy word when it protects what I entrusted to you. Obedience sometimes sounds like not today, sometimes looks like unanswered for a while, sometimes feels like leaving a problem in my hands without circling back to snatch it. This is discernment, and discernment is part of your deliverance. As you lay down what is not yours, you will notice space inside where suffocation used to live. In that space, your hearing will clear, and you will begin to recognize what I am about to tell you. My silence was never rejection. It was protection. We will walk into that truth next. For now, stay with me and keep sorting. When confusion rises, say it again. That is not mine to carry. That is not my pace. That is not my yoke. And feel, even now, how much lighter you become under my covering. Listen closely, my beloved child. I know the ache of those nights when you lay awake and wondered if I had turned my face away. I saw you sit on the edge of your bed, head in your hands, whispering prayers that seemed to ricochet off the ceiling and fall back into your lap as heavier questions. I felt the fatigue settle into your bones when the answer did not come the way it used to, when quick confirmations went quiet, when open doors did not swing as fast, when the warmth you once felt in an instant became a slow, steady heat rather than a blaze. You wondered, am I unseen? Am I unheard? Did I miss it? Hear me now. You were never unseen, never unheard, and you did not miss me. My silence was never absence. It was training, careful, loving formation for sustainable strength. I withheld certain immediate answers because I was growing your roots deep enough to drink when the surface dried up. I quieted the familiar signs because I was teaching you to recognize my presence without the props you had learned to depend on. I slowed the apparent momentum because I refused to hand you blessings you cannot yet carry without injury. Premature blessings can become burdens that bruise tender ribs. I would not set weight on a frame I was still reinforcing. I was strengthening your boundaries, not to deprive you, but to protect what I am about to entrust to you. I was teaching your nervous system to rest into me rather than sprint toward relief. As it is written, those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength, not their stress, not their striving, their strength. Understand why I did not answer in the old way, because the rhythm you were living in would have turned my gifts into more tasks, my voice into another notification, my favor into another deadline to outperform. I am your father, not your foreman. I am your covering, not your critic. I did not withhold to punish. I recalibrated to preserve. I was unhooking your worth from immediate feedback and fastening your confidence to my character. I was making your tenderness holy, not fragile, sharpening your sensitivity to my leading so that a whisper could guide you where a shout once had to. Your softness does not mean weakness. It means your heart is responsive, teachable, aligned with the subtle movements of my spirit. You are not forgotten. You are being formed for endurance, strength that does not spike and crash, peace that does not evaporate with pressure, clarity that is not rented from circumstances. Feel the difference even now. Where you once panicked at delay, you are beginning to recognize preparation. Where you once accused yourself of failing, you are learning to ask me, what are you building in me beneath the surface? This is the endurance you will need for the doors I am opening. This is the stamina that will keep you from burning when the assignments grow bright. And because I love you, I will say this plainly before we take the next step. The greatest interference during this formation has been a mask. The enemy wears convincingly, busyness dressed up as responsibility. I have trained your inner ear to hear me in quiet. Now I will expose the counterfeit cadence that tries to drown me out. Stay with me. I will not compete with your busyness, and in the next breath, I will unveil it for what it is, so you can walk free. Listen to me, my beloved child. I will not compete with your busyness. I love you too much to shout over noise you have permitted, and I honor you too much to reinforce a pace that is wounding you. Constant motion has become your sedative and your shield because when you keep moving, you do not have to notice the slow leaks in your spirit. You do not have to ask who is actually shaping your decisions, and you do not have to feel what I am ready to heal. But hear me because I love you. I am placing my hand on the brake. Your speed is hiding your bleeding. Your calendar is camouflaging your captivity. Busyness wears a friendly face. It calls itself productive while leaving you empty at night. It congratulates you for being needed while bitterness curls at the edges of your smile. It keeps you available while your heart grows disconnected and numb. It stacks meetings and messages until your soul forgets how to make eye contact with me. It lets you check every box and still cross yourself out. It praises your responsiveness to everyone else and trains you to ignore the ache I keep raising gently within you. It feels safer to stay spinning because the quiet threatens to surface grief, loneliness, unmet needs, hard conversations, deferred dreams, but the feelings you postpone become the masters you serve in secret. Your adversary understands this, and he exploits it. He cannot create peace, so he manufactures pressure. He cannot read your mind, so he floods your world. He steals your rest, so you lose your discernment. He drains your joy, so you begin to doubt my goodness. He rushes you, so you mishear me, and then condemns you for the confusion he engineered. He weaponizes your virtue, calling panic, passion, calling exhaustion, excellence, calling availability love, until you are too tired to say yes to what is holy, and too numb to say no to what is harmful. In hurry, boundaries blur. In blur, doors open that should remain shut, and in the draft of those open doors, small foxes gnaw at the vineyard you have tended with tears. So listen closely. I am cutting through that mask now. As it is written, no weapon formed against you will prosper. No distraction, no counterfeit urgency, no death by 1,000 notifications will prevail when you return to my pace and remain under my covering. When you slow at my command, you do not lose ground. You recover ground the enemy stole in your sprint. When you choose stillness with me, angels take their posts again at the gates of your mind. Peace becomes a wall around your thoughts. Your no becomes a sword that defends what I entrusted to you. Your pauses become shields that quench the fiery darts of accusation and fear. I am not asking you to become irresponsible. I am restoring responsibility to its rightful king, me. Hear my resolve. I will not raise my voice to outshout the whirlwind you maintain. I will invite you out of it, and I will wait at the edge with mercy in my hands. Leave the masquerade called busy. Let it fall. Call it what it is, a spiritual attack dressed in productivity. Say it with me now, even under your breath. I renounce the rhythm of hurry. I return to your covering. Breathe. Feel the grip loosen. Now, we replace what we have exposed. I will install a new cadence in you, simple, repeatable, peaceful. My rhythm is receive, respond, rest, not rush, react, regret. We will lay it like a soft drum beneath your day until your heart learns to beat with it without effort. Stay with me into the next breath, and I will begin to write my tempo into your calendar, your conversations, your choices, and your sleep. Listen closely, my beloved child. I am writing a new tempo into your day, simple enough to remember in the pressure, strong enough to hold you when the wind rises. Receive, respond, rest. This is my rhythm, sustainable, protective, and holy. The old cycle has been rush, react, regret, and then repeat. The breathless loop that leaves you apologizing to yourself in the dark, second-guessing every choice, and promising that next week you will move differently while next week arrives wearing the same hurry. That cycle breeds shame, steals clarity, and spends your strength before noon. My rhythm breaks that loop because it returns authority to me and puts your heart back under covering. Receive comes first because I go first. Before you move, you open. Before you decide, you inhale peace. Set your attention on me for one deliberate breath, one whispered prayer, one stillness that says with your body what your lips may be too tired to form. I receive your peace. Do not hunt for a feeling. Receive a person. Peace is not a mood you manufacture. It is my presence you allow. When you receive, your nervous system stops bracing and your ears open. In that receiving, panic loses the steering wheel and pressure loses its crown. Then respond just one obedient step, not all the steps at once. Ask me, what is the next right thing? And do that one thing in front of you without carrying tomorrow's weight into today's grace. One email, written slowly and clearly, not 10 drafted in fear. One conversation, honest and gentle, not 3 rehearsed in your head all night. One task completed with attention, not 5 started under dread. Obedience is not frenzy, it is alignment. Faith is not force, it is trust that does not clench. You are not proving yourself, you are partnering with me, and I am responsible for the harvest that grows from your faithful seed. After you respond, rest. Release outcomes back into my hands. Close what you can close for today, and refuse to pry open what I have not yet appointed. Turn the screen off when I nudge you. Walk away from the list when grace for the day is spent. Let sleep become worship, not guilt. Rest is your exhale of control. It is your public refusal to be mastered by outcomes and timelines. Rest is not laziness. It is loyalty, an act of trust that says, you are God and I am not, and that is very good news. In rest, I reknit what strain has frayed. I repost angels at the borders of your mind. I refill the room inside your chest, so joy has a place to sit again. Do you feel the clean lines of this cadence? Receive my peace, set your pace. Respond obedience, one step, not a stampede. Rest outcomes surrendered, heart guarded. Practice it with each small doorway of your day. Before you open your messages, receive. As you answer the one that is yours to answer, respond. When you send it, rest, do not spiral through imagined replies. Before you enter a meeting, receive. Offer your portion, respond. When it ends, rest, do not rehearse shame for an hour you already gave me. This is how stress stops recruiting you. You stop letting tomorrow trespass into today. Stay with me. My rhythm is sustainable because it is yoked to my presence, not to pressure. It will not burn you. It will build you. And with this rhythm installed beneath your feet, you will re-enter life without re-entering the attack. I will show you how to move among needs and news with guardrails, how to carry lightness into heavy rooms, how to keep the doors of your mind closed to thieves, while leaving them open to grace. Hold your place with me here. The next step is learning to step back out protected, paced, and unhooked from the old cadence. Listen to me, my beloved child. Now we practice re-entry, living this rhythm in motion without re-entering the attack. I know the fear whispering at the edge of your calm. If I rest, I'll fall behind. Hear my answer with a hand on your shoulder and my eyes on yours. You will not fall behind when you move at my pace. You will move with precision instead of panic. Panic wastes steps. Precision multiplies grace. Panic says, do everything now. Precision says, do the right thing next. Panic spends you. Precision spends wisely what I refill. I am not late. Walk with me and watch how doors open when they should and remain shut when they must. Guardrails now, because peace protects you when you protect peace. We set start and stop times together. Begin your day by receiving before you touch a task. End it by resting before you review what did not get done. When the stop time arrives, close the screen, lay down the tool, and step away. An unfinished list is not failure when you have obeyed my pace. Establish Sabbath moments, daily micro-Sabbaths of 5 unhurried breaths with me, and weekly windows where work relinquishes its voice. Place your notifications under my authority. Silence them for holy hours, check them at appointed times, and refuse the lie that your constant availability is someone else's salvation. Say no without guilt when no protects what I assigned. Say later to what can wait, and goodbye to what will not honor your boundaries. Leave room in your calendar that looks like empty, because I will fill those margins with unplanned mercy and precise leading. Relational protection now, because love has gates. Not everyone can demand your emotional energy at any hour. You are not a public hallway. You are a steward of sacred space. Some access must change. Set tiers of availability in me. Covenant circle access that can reach you. Trusted circle that honors your guardrails. Outer circle that engages during your appointed windows. If a relationship only functions when you violate your peace, that is a teacher, and the lesson is boundary. You can be kind without being constantly accessible. You can be generous without being drained. You can be present without being porous. I will show you how to communicate these shifts with clarity and gentleness. I will give you the language, and I will stand with you while you speak it. A tender warning: the old pace will call to you like a familiar song. At first, it will feel normal to hurry, to say yes reflexively, to scroll past your own soul. Normal is not the measure peace is. The earliest compromises reopen the oldest doors. So choose differently early. When you feel the rush rising, pause for one breath of receive. When pressure shouts for 10 steps, ask me for one response. When your mind tries to rehearse tomorrow, rest and place it back in my hands. If you notice your peace leaking, that is your double-back sign. Return to the guardrail. Do not muscle through the breach. This is how you re-enter life without re-entering the attack. Rest is no longer a moment you visit. It is a boundary you keep. Keep it like a gate. Close it like a door. Honor it like a covenant. I am in the same room, teaching your hands what to hold and what to release. Teaching your feet how to move with a softness that carries strength. And now, to seal this alignment, we will set your spirit with your own words. In the next breath, you will speak what I have established, because your mouth will agree with my truth, and your path will follow your agreement. Stay with me, we will declare, and we will walk it out. My beloved child, speak with me now. Your words are gates, and I am in the same room to stand at those gates with you. This is not performance. This is alignment. Your mouth will set the meter of your heart. Your declaration will set the boundaries of your day. Say it out loud, even if it is a whisper. I come to Jesus. Say it again. I come to Jesus. Not to a task, not to a trend, not to a timeline. I come to you, Jesus. Now, release with me. Say, I release what I cannot control. I place it in your hands. I renounce the illusion that outcomes are my job. I refuse the enemy's rhythm. Peace is my shield. Rest is my obedience. I trade hurry for your holy pace. I receive rest. I receive the covering of Christ over my mind, my breath, my decisions. I receive the easy yoke and the light burden. As it is written, Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. I come and I receive. Now I commission you, because this is not just comfort, it is calling. Choose one act of alignment today and do it with me. Turn off the noise for an hour and let your attention breathe. Take a 10-minute walk and talk to me without a script. Kneel for 3 unhurried minutes and say my name until your shoulders drop. Send the apology that frees your conscience. Postpone the task that can wait without disobedience. Close the laptop at the time we agreed and treat it like worship. Your rest is not escape, it is preparation. I am entrusting you with work that requires a clear spirit, and rest makes room for wisdom and courage to speak when it is time to speak, and be silent when it is time to be silent. Seal this with a public yes that is not performance, but agreement. Write it where you are, type, I receive his rest, or rest is warfare. Let your words become a boundary line the enemy cannot cross. Let your declaration mark today as the day your pace changed, not by willpower but by my presence. Say it again over yourself. Peace is my shield. Rest is my obedience. I refuse the enemy's rhythm. I come to Jesus, and I receive his rest. Return tomorrow and the next day to this same doorway. Matthew 11:28 is not a once-in-a-while verse. It is your daily key. Come again and again, because repetition is mercy and rhythm is how I build you for the long journey. I will meet you each time. Speak, receive, respond, and rest. You are covered. You are commissioned. Amen. Stay with me, my beloved child. I am here near enough to feel the heat of your breath and the tremor in your chest. I have watched the late-night spirals, the clenched jaw in the morning, the tears you wiped so quickly no one would see. I have counted the moments you stared at the ceiling and said, I can't keep this up, and then tried to keep it up anyway. Hear me. I am not leaving you alone in this. I interrupted you because I love you too much to let you drown in a rhythm I did not write. I am not a visitor. I am your dwelling. I am not a moment. I am your keeper. I will teach you rest until it becomes your default. I will remind you when to pause long enough to feel me settle your breath. I will nudge you to release what tightens your chest before it owns your day. I will tell you when to sleep, and I will stand guard while you do. I will give you words for no when no protects what I have entrusted, and I will draw you back when you drift toward the old hurry. I will cue your soul like a metronome. Receive, respond, rest, until your heart beats with it without strain. You will not master this by force. You will grow into it by returning, again and again, to me. Listen to my verdict over your timeline. You are not behind. You are being brought back into order. Peace is your portion, not as a rare event, but as your daily environment. I am straightening what hurry bent. I am closing the doors that busyness blew open. I am washing the grit from your eyes so you see the path I already prepared. As you rest in me, you are not retreating. You are waging war against the attack that tried to scatter you, because the enemy cannot mimic holy peace. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. Under that yoke, your strength returns, your judgment clears, your joy comes home. Now, make a quiet prayer with me and seal it. Jesus, I come to you again. Teach me your rest until peace guards my life. I receive your easy yoke and your light burden. Amen. Let that amen be your boundary today. And when I bring to mind the one who is drowning in burnout, share this word as an act of love. Offer them the door you just walked through. Stay with me. Come back to me in the small moments and the long ones. In the morning's first light and the night's last breath. I will be there each time. As you keep coming, rest will keep finding you, and peace will stand watch over your life. You are covered, you are kept, you are safe in my pace. Amen.